Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and really lean in. Because today we're diving into a topic that every single one of us is impacted by, whether we realize it or not: love and relationships. Now, let me ask you something. What does love mean to you? Is it the butterflies in your stomach when you meet someone new? Is it holding hands during a sunset stroll? Or is it showing up day after day, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard? For centuries, poets, musicians, and storytellers have tried to define love. It's been painted on canvases, written into sonnets, and sung in ballads. But in today's world, love is both everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Social media bombards us with highlight reels, perfect couples smiling on vacation, anniversary posts with poetic captions, cinematic wedding videos set to emotional music. But here's the truth behind those photos and captions. There are untold stories, the struggles, the misunderstandings, the late night arguments, and the tears shed on bathroom floors. What we see is the surface. What we rarely see are the silent battles behind closed doors, the sacrifices, the vulnerability, and the courage it takes to stay and grow together. So today we're going to strip away the fantasy, the filters, and the illusions and talk about the truth about love and relationships today. One, love is a skill, not just an emotion. Most people think love is something you fall into like slipping on a patch of ice. But love isn't just a feeling, it's a skill. It's something you learn, something you practice, and something you get better at over time. When you first meet someone, the chemistry is electric. The butterflies are there. Every moment feels like magic. Let me tell you something, those butterflies are temporary. The real question is what happens after the honeymoon phase fades away? What happens when the excitement turns into routine? When goodnight texts become shorter, date nights become infrequent, and flaws you once found cute start to annoy you. This is the point where most people give up. But this is actually where real love begins. Because love isn't just about the good times, it's about showing up during the hard times. It's about making a choice every single day to say, I'm here. I choose you. Even when it's inconvenient. Even when it's not easy. Real love isn't something you find, it's something you build, and like any craft, it requires time, patience, and consistent effort. 2, communication is the lifeline. If love is the engine of a relationship, then communication is the oil that keeps it running smoothly. Think about it, how often do we assume our partner knows what we need? How often do we expect them to read our minds? But love doesn't work that way. Healthy relationships are built on open, honest, and vulnerable communication. Communication isn't just about talking, it's about listening. And not just listening to reply, but listening to understand. It's about creating a space where your partner feels safe enough to express their fears, their desires, and their frustrations without judgment or dismissal. And let's be honest, communication isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it means having hard conversations. It means saying things like, that hurt me. I need you to understand how I'm feeling. I'm scared of losing you. The strongest relationships aren't the ones without conflict. They're the ones where conflict leads to understanding, growth, and deeper connection. Communication isn't a one-time effort, it's a continuous practice. 3, self-love sets the standard. Let me ask you something. How do you expect someone else to love you if you don't love yourself? The way you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. If you're constantly criticizing yourself, if you neglect your own needs, if you let people cross your boundaries, that becomes the energy you carry into your relationships. Loving yourself isn't selfish, it's foundational. It's about recognizing your worth. It's about setting boundaries. It's about showing yourself the same kindness and respect you expect from others. When you love yourself, you stop chasing people who aren't good for you. You stop trying to fix people who don't want to change. You stop settling for half-hearted love. Because you know you deserve better. You can't pour from an empty cup. Fill your own cup first, and then share that love with someone who values it. 4, modern relationships struggle with distractions. We live in an era of endless distractions. Social media, dating apps, Netflix, emails, it's all fighting for our attention. But here's the truth, attention is love. When was the last time you put your phone down? Looked your partner in the eyes and just listened? True connection happens in the present moment. It happens when you're fully there, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Your partner shouldn't have to compete with your notifications or your work emails. In a world full of distractions, your undivided attention is one of the most valuable gifts you can give. 5, love thrives on growth, not perfection. Somewhere along the way, society sold us this myth that true love means finding the perfect person. But let me tell you something, there's no such thing as a perfect partner. The happiest couples aren't perfect, they're two imperfect people who refuse to give up on each other. They argue, they disagree, they stumble, but they also grow. They listen, they learn, they apologize. Love isn't about avoiding conflict, it's about navigating it with respect, compassion, and a commitment to growth. 6, connection over convenience. In a world of instant gratification, real love has become rare. Why? Because love isn't always convenient, it's not always easy. Anyone can show up when things are good, but who's showing up when things are hard? Who's staying when the storm hits? True love isn't about perfection, it's about connection. It's about building something real, something meaningful, something lasting. Final takeaway, love is a choice. At the end of the day, love isn't something you find, it's something you build. It's built in the quiet moments. It's built in the hard conversations. It's built in the daily choices to show up, to listen, and to stay. So here's my challenge to you. Choose love intentionally. Communicate with vulnerability. Show up with presence. Grow together, not apart. Because, my friends, the quality of your relationships determines the quality of your life. Thank you.
In a smoky old cafe, beneath the moonlight glow, whispers fill the air, secrets only poets know.